You're not intimidating. You're just real.
You walk into a room and the air shifts. Some people glance at you, then quickly look away. Some act overly friendly, others keep a suspicious distance. You might wonder, did I do something wrong? No, you didn't. It's just that your presence speaks before you do. You don't perform, you don't wear masks. You show up, authentically, unapologetically, and that unsettles people who are used to pretending. In a world where likability often requires performance, you've chosen realness over approval, and that, more than anything, makes people unsure how to handle you. 1. You stay calm, even when you're attacked. Most people lash out when criticized, but you don't. You don't flinch, don't argue, don't explain. You observe. One time, someone blamed you unfairly in a meeting. Everyone expected a loud reaction. Instead, you stayed silent, collected. And days later, the truth surfaced on its own. Your aura is built on a kind of calm that doesn't scream, it radiates. Not from passivity, but from deep emotional mastery. As Epictetus taught, anyone who can make you angry becomes your master. You've taken that lesson to heart. You no longer react, you reflect. And that kind of poise, it scares those who thrive on emotional manipulation, because they can't control someone who doesn't play the game. 2. You don't try to fit in, but people still feel your presence. You don't mold yourself to please the crowd. You don't laugh at things that aren't funny. You don't pretend to care just to be liked. You walk in as you are, and you don't apologize for it. At a company dinner, when everyone was gossiping, you didn't join. You weren't rude, you just didn't engage. And your silence? It said more than words. Suddenly, some people stopped laughing, because your choice held up a mirror to their behavior. Your aura doesn't beg for acceptance. It commands respect by simply being authentic. And in a world that rewards fake smiles, being real is disruptive. 3. You see through people effortlessly. You don't need long explanations. A shift in tone, a flicker in the eyes, a pause between words, and you sense the truth. You don't accuse. You don't confront. You just know. One friend once joked, "It's hard to lie to you. It's like you see through me." They were right, because you pay attention to what most ignore. Your aura is like a quiet scanner. It doesn't judge, it reveals. And to those hiding behind a mask, being seen is terrifying. You're comfortable with silence because you're comfortable with yourself. You don't fill space with meaningless chatter. You don't need background noise to feel alive. You sit in stillness, and you own it. During a group discussion, while others talked over one another, you just listened. Someone turned to you and said, "You're intense, but powerful." That wasn't an insult. It was recognition. Your silence isn't awkward, it's deliberate, and it invites reflection for everyone in the room. People used to noise feel exposed around your quiet, because your aura forces them to meet themselves. 5. You walk away without permission or drama. When something disrespects your peace, you don't fight it. You don't try to fix broken dynamics. You simply leave. Quietly, cleanly. You once left a long-term group of friends not with a bang but with grace. No drama, no explanation, just distance. And somehow, that shook them more than any confrontation would. Your aura sends a clear message. I don't stay where I'm not valued. For people used to reactions and begging, your stillness is unsettling because walking away without anger? That's power. 6. Your standards are high even if you never say so. You don't broadcast your values, you embody them through your punctuality, your discipline, your integrity. When people enter your space, they feel it, that they need to level up or leave. You don't tolerate disrespect, not because you demand perfection, but because you live with purpose. Someone once told you, "You make me want to do better," just by being around. That's your aura working, not with judgment, but with quiet excellence. 7. You don't react, you reflect. When someone tries to provoke you, you don't take the bait. You don't defend your ego, You simply mirror their energy back. Once someone insulted you in public, hoping to trigger you. You just looked at them, still, grounded, silent, and that silence, it unraveled them. Your aura doesn't need revenge. It exposes people by letting them watch themselves lose control. You are not reactive, you are reflective. And for manipulators, that's terrifying. 8. You are yourself, even without an audience. You don't perform goodness for attention. You don't act with integrity just when someone is watching. You walk the path, even alone, especially alone. You once declined a lucrative offer because it violated your principles. People called you foolish. You didn't flinch, because you knew not everything that pays is worth the cost of your soul. Your aura doesn't demand spotlight. It shines quietly, authentically, consistently. You are who you are, even in the dark. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. If people find you too intense, too real, or too quiet, let them. You are not scary. You are just awake. They are still performing. You've stopped. And that alone makes you different. Subscribe for a life of depth and quiet power. If you saw yourself in these signs, you're not alone. You're just not ordinary. Subscribe to Stoic Mindset and Money for weekly reflections that help you stay calm, walk tall, and live unshakably real in a world that performs.